This week we have been talking all about working or playing with a partner. We talked about why it's good to let others go first sometimes, the importance of sharing, and other general tips and tricks for working with a partner. Remember, you should always be using good volume, kind words, paying attention to what they're talking about or what your assignment is. Sometimes you need to let other people go first, which means you can play rock, paper, scissors or pick a number between 1 and 10 to decide who goes first. And it's okay to go second sometimes. And you should always share what you're working with. That means markers if you're doing a project together, a pencil or an eraser if your partner needs it, or the toys or games that you're playing with. Today we're going to be talking about personal space. It is important to respect others' personal space. Personal space is the space immediately surrounding someone. You can think of it like an invisible bubble around each person. If someone gets too close or inside that bubble, it might make someone feel nervous or uncomfortable. People, places, and even things can influence your space bubble. For example, most of us are comfortable with a shorter distance between ourselves and a family member versus teachers or other adults or maybe even friends. Maybe you feel more comfortable with people in your own home or familiar place versus new situations or locations. Have you ever been somewhere and an object makes you back up and get far away from it? Take a time to think when you were nervous about something or saw something scary. You back up and increase your personal space until you can figure out what's going on. There are 4 zones of personal space, or 4 areas of personal space. We're going to look at those different areas now. The first zone is called whisper space. That is the closest zone to your body. The people that you let in this zone should be the people you are most comfortable with. And you're probably doing something like whispering or hugging. The second zone is called personal space. This is for family and good friends. This is where they would be if you were having a little conversation with just 1 or 2 people, or playing a board game. The next zone is called social space, and it's a little bit farther away. It's for interactions between people that you might not be that close with, or other classmates. The final zone is called public space. That's the distance that you will keep if you are making an announcement or public speaking, like in the auditorium, or with strangers. Let's look at another picture to help us understand personal space. The center bubble is you. It is labeled me. The next bubble is our whisper space. Inside that bubble is our family. Those are people that we get closest to. We whisper or hug. The next bubble is your personal space. That's where it says my friends, my teachers, and family friends. Your friends can be in your personal space because you can be right next to them while you're playing a game or working on a project together. Your teachers sometimes get in your personal space when they are teaching you something at your desk. Family friends are people that your family is very close to and that you trust. The third bubble is our social space. That's where we have store clerks, who are like cashiers, acquaintances, or people we don't know that well but still recognize, and neighbors. The last bubble has strangers, who you should stay the furthest away from because you do not recognize them or know them. People who can come inside your bubble who you don't know are people who can help you and are usually doctors or dentists. It is important to stay smart and safe so you don't have to let other people, like policemen or firefighters, into your personal space. If you need help, you should always go to an adult you trust, like your parents or your teachers. We're going to talk about the skill steps, or maybe the things you need to notice to figure out which zone of personal space you should be in. Personal space. 1. Look at the person. 2. Think about how comfortable are you with this person. Is it a teacher? Is it a friend? Is it a family member? Or is it a cashier? Or maybe a stranger on the street? 3. Think about what you need from this person. Do you need to talk or ask them a question? Or maybe do you need a hug? If you need a hug, your next step is to ask that person if you can have a hug. Remember, just because you're comfortable with someone doesn't mean that they always want a hug or to be touched. If you just want to talk to someone, you should decide which zone is best to talk to that person. If it is someone you're comfortable with, you might decide to let them into your personal space or your social space. But if it's someone maybe you're not so comfortable with, you should maybe stand a little bit further back to make you and them more comfortable. Remember, if someone is too close to you or in any zone of your personal space that you don't want them to be in, it is okay to calmly ask them to back up a little bit, or for you to calmly move your body away. For example, if you are in class and one of your classmates has their stuff on your desk or is a little bit too close to you, you can kindly say, "Can you please back up a little bit?" Or, "May you please stick to your own desk space?" Saying it politely will ensure that your classmate will move away from you. And even if they don't, you can raise your hand and say, "I politely asked him to move, but he won't. Can you help me?" If an adult is ever in your personal space and you don't want them to be that close to you, it is also okay to say, "May you please back up a little bit? You're too close," without saying anything mean, like "Your breath stinks" or "I hate you." Remember, say, "May you please back up? You are too close." Let's look at skill steps for asking people to back up when they are too close. Asking someone to back up. 1. Recognize that you are uncomfortable. Sometimes when we are uncomfortable, we feel nervous, and our ears get hot, and our stomach feels all twisty, and we do not like the situation we are in. 2. Politely ask that person to back up. That means in a calm voice saying, "May you please back up," or "You are too close to me. May you please move a little bit further away to make me feel comfortable." If they say no, find a teacher, parent, or other trusted adult to help you. It is important that you do not get angry because that will cause other problems like fights with your friends or people to get mad at you. Remember to find an adult you know and trust to help you.